So let's get started. So right now what we are going to do is we are going to insert a header. So let's get started with a comment known as header and end header. Normally when we are keeping a header or when we are keeping any element in body, we are using these comments, opening comment and closing comments, and inside this only we are putting up our content, our header. That is because it is easy for the developer to read, or if you made this site and if someone else is doing some adjustments to this website, then it is easy for him to get to know where the header starts and where the header ends. So in the Get Bootstrap documentation, go into components and navbar. So in navbar, if you scroll down, you get this navigation bar with the search and everything. So let me copy this one and I would go ahead to Visual Studio Code and paste this between the header and end header. Now we have to indent this thing, that means to match how it looks like. So for that one we can use command and left square bracket. Command right or command left square bracket will do the changes as necessary. So I'll save this and go ahead and refresh. So I got this navbar. So now we have taken this navbar. So let's create a new CSS file known as style.css to give our own changes as necessary. So I'll delete this BG light and then I will put my BG. My BG would do the changes to the background color of the header. So I want to just make the background color a little bit of like ash. So you know in CSS when we pick up a class it is using the dot. So it is background color. So you can use anything you like. I would use something like silver or gray. Now I'll go back here and refresh, but what happened? It is just white. So this is a little bit of a challenge you have. Get 2 minutes and figure out why the background color is not there. Go ahead with your challenge. Did you notice why this is not working? The reason is we haven't linked the CSS file with the HTML file. So there is no relationship between HTML and CSS. That means there is nothing working with that style.css file. So we have to link this style.css file. Let's go ahead and link it using the link tag in HTML. So it is my CSS because the other one is Bootstrap CSS. I would go ahead and say link relationship is a style sheet and my location is CSS style.css. If I go ahead and save and refresh my browser, so now I got this color. Great. I would just make the color a little bit of a light color. And then refresh. Great. So now I will change the title of these things as webdesign.com and the other titles of the navigation bar. So home page we can keep it as it is because the current thing we are right here is our home page. You know, index.html and home.html, they both play the same role. So in the next link, let's say something like about us, about the company, and change the text. Yep. So you might notice that this home is dark and the other things are not very much dark. Those are like in a gray color. The reason is currently we are in the home tag. Currently we are in the home page. If we go to about us, we can make about us dark and home to the normal color. So these actions, let's give some actions over here, some drop down links. So let's say something like services. What are the services of a web designing company? I would say web design If your company is doing something like digital marketing, and we can also write something like software development. Yeah, simple. Let's keep it as software development. So we have three services: web design, digital marketing, and software development. So these are our services, and here I would say something like before writing something, there's a class called disable, which makes it that we cannot click on that item, we cannot click on that button when it is disabled. So I'm going to delete that disabled class and then write it. So now you can see that this one and the other like about us are the same. And then you have to notice that these Bootstrap templates we are getting from the Bootstrap documentation. You can cut these codes and paste them anywhere else in your coding, so you can change the behavior and the look of this one. For example, I'll cut this drop down. So you can see now this drop down is starting from this li tag, which is the list tag, and closing from this li tag. I'm gonna cut this drop down and then you can paste it after this li. And if you refresh, you get the services at last. So these Bootstrap stuff, we can simply change them at any time according to your desire. So this button, I would give something like a portfolio, like the services we have completed. So the user can go into this page and check out the services and the web pages we have made. So if you want another new tag, you can copy this. Copy from the opening tag and the closing tag. This li is the opening tag, and when you click on this one, the closing li tag gets highlighted. So this is the closing li tag. Copy this thing and then paste it. And the last menu item would be something like contact us, to have an email contact, and then embed some Google Maps there. Okay, so now we have 5 pages, and I'll delete this form, which is the search bar. So this website will consist of 5 pages, and now we have completed adding up our header to our very first home page in webdesign.com. So our header is done. Now let's continue with our work. First things first, what we are going to do is similar to every single website in the World Wide Web. Most of the great modern websites have this nice look of picture or 3 or 4 picture slidings. When you go into a website, in most of the websites you can see that a picture slider is there. That means like 2 to 3 pictures are sliding one after the each in most of the websites. So we will embed this picture sliding effect or carousel, which is a slideshow in Bootstrap. Let's embed this carousel in the next video and see how our website will look in the mobile view and also in the desktop view with 3 or 4 different pictures.